Okay, there's a couple of things that are breaking. We told you about a woman, she in California, Stu, where she gets a call from, or Denver, I think, where she gets a call from her daughter, crying, freaking out, saying, "Mom, I made a mistake, you gotta help me." And then somebody grabs the phone and says, "Look, I have your daughter, and I'm going to kill her unless you give us X amount of money." Well, she was absolutely convinced of it. As it turns out, it was AI. Now AI is so good at producing voices. It used to be that you would have to put in so much information to be able to recreate a voice. Now you don't have to. It's 3 seconds of sound is all they need. So if your kids are posting anything on social media, your kids and you are apt to be scammed by this. And you'll get a phone call. A father here in Texas says his family lost $1,000 because his grandson called and said, "Grandpa, we're in Mexico with our friends. I'm in trouble. I'm really scared. We were drinking a little bit and got into an accident, and that's why I'm in trouble. I need $1,000 to get out of this situation." Well, Grandpa sent it, except the kid wasn't in trouble. That wasn't his grandchild. This is going to happen more and more. We are also now using AI to advance things. I urge you. I'm going to do this myself. I have a large library. I've always liked the hardbound books over internet and Kindle, but I have gotten out of the habit of buying them because it's so much easier to just read them online. And I'm going back through my Kindle library, and I'm going to go buy the hardbounds that make any kind of sense. And I would suggest this is for Shakespeare and everything, because they are being edited right now. And it is a way to change everything. Now, PETA has just used AI to rewrite the book of Genesis. Don't know if you've seen this, but it is disturbing. So they have taken AI and rewrote the Bible for political purposes. The result is, I think offensive. There is an article by Tyler O'Neill. It says PETA, or the AI, which I'm convinced probably provided the best bits for this dilapidated drivel, decided to be slavishly derivative, repeating original locations and keeping the rough structure of Genesis while simultaneously scrapping the main theological message of the story and major plot points that give the inspired word its emotional heft. This is an incredibly sanitized version of the Bible. Cain's not a murderer. Nimrod stops being a hunter. Hagar is a chef. A dog takes the place of Isaac on the mount, and there is no sacrifice. Pharaoh's butler and baker both live. The Pharaoh's dreams involve vegan preaching, and the famine responsible for reuniting Jacob's family. Somewhere between AI and PETA, all the basic details get lost. Now, nobody's going to pick this one up today and believe that that is the Bible. But you can subtly change the Bible carefully over time. And they're doing this with all of the books. You just called it revised or condensed, and you can change whatever you want. Microsoft announced yesterday that the new AI with the large language models is showing signs of human reasoning. Now, this is disturbing. Stu, I want you to think this through. You have a book. You want to write this down because you're going to need it. You have a book, 9 eggs, a laptop, a bottle, and a nail. How do you stack them on one another in a stable manner?
Okay, a book, a laptop, a bottle,
9 eggs.
9 eggs, and a nail.
Yes. How do you do it?
How do I do it? Let's see. I would probably...
AI's already answered.
Oh, no, definitely.
yeah. What would you do?
I'd probably begin with the laptop at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'd put the book on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would put 8 eggs on the book and around the laptop. However you can get there, you'd have to balance those pretty carefully. Then I put the bottle on top of that. Then I'd put 1 egg sitting in the bottle, the top, and then I pop the nail on the top.
You can't crack the.
You didn't say you couldn't crack the eggs.
Can't crack the eggs. Well, but I mean, you did it. Okay, you did it. This is what they put it in, and they did not expect it to answer. This is human reasoning. You have to have the idea of space and objects, okay, which they didn't think it had. It's a language model. So they asked, how do you do it? They said, put the eggs. Put the eggs on the book. Arrange the eggs in 3 rows with space between them. Make sure you don't crack them. Place the laptop on top of the eggs with the screen facing down and the keyboard facing up. The laptop will fit snugly within the boundaries of the book and the eggs, and its flat and rigid surface will provide a stable platform for the next layer, which is the bottle and the nail.
Wow.
Okay, and it wasn't supposed to do that. They're now saying that, you ready? That we may be at the threshold of AGI. Now, this is something I have talked about for 25 or 30 years, and most people have told me AGI is not possible. That's general intelligence. It's not possible. It's not going to happen. The singularity will not happen, where it claims to be human and you won't know the difference. It'll claim to be alive and you won't know. That's never going to happen, Glenn. Ray Kurzweil said it would happen by 2030. I've always felt that it was going to happen earlier than that. It's happening, according to Microsoft. Many of their researchers say it's happening right now. Now, the path to artificial superintelligence, where it is God, that they also say probably won't happen. I have always been under the belief once you give it all of the intelligence and it is already general, it will teach itself and it will surpass us possibly within a month.
Because it can work all the time.
All the time. We're not even talking about quantum computing, adding quantum computing to it. Okay?
Do people know what quantum computing is?
Quantum computing, when you put something in a computer, it's either a yes or a no, and you feed it in, and it does it like linear. Quantum computing stacks everything up on top, and it's yes or no, but it could be computing a million different things all at the same time. So for the time...
super high-powered computing that can
correct.
Break a lot of the rules, the limitations
everything
that we currently have.
Correct, everything. So
including like encryption and things like that.
Yeah. We've already broken that because of AI. We now are living at a time when most encryption can be had by AI. Once you go to quantum computing, there is no such thing as keeping anything safe.
So a lot of these problems are super hard to wrap your arms around. Like they seem impossible and futuristic, and even something like imitating your kid's voice to scam you out of $1,000 seems really, really difficult and futuristic. But
in 3 years, it's going to be normal.
But that's at least a somewhat pragmatic option. Like I can understand that one. Like I was thinking about this, and we've talked a little bit about it off the air. Of like when you talk about AI working all the time, and improving all the time and getting to a place where it can start hacking by itself. It's not like you need people. You don't need the nerd in all of the movies where they with the glasses. They're like, go to him, tell him to open up that gate. Let me see the camera inside of there. That stupid thing they always have in movies. You don't need that person anymore. And like how, when you can, number one, have a high-powered computer that can, with artificial intelligence, hack into some sort of system. And number two, have the technology to have a voice that imitates, let's say, my voice or your voice, when you call, when the bank sees an alert, someone's trying to hack, they've hacked in, let's call the person and check in with them. And when that person answers and it sounds exactly like me and gives me my password that it's also hacked, like, how do you keep your money? How do you don't? We are now at the age, and it just hasn't hit people yet. We are here where you cannot believe your eyes or your ears. You'll have to see people physically to be able to believe what's going on. Okay? We're there. There's no society can't operate.
Correct. That's why this is so panic-inducing for the people who said we'll never get there. They're now saying, oh, crap, I think we're there, and nobody's thought any of this stuff through. Okay? Now, the real problem with AI are two things. One, let me give you a scenario, because you may not be able to tap in to the real AI mind. That's offline, okay? When you go to ChatGPT, that's sanitized. What's underneath is this mind that is constantly churning, okay? And all the bad stuff is in there. Just this little pipeline that has all kinds of valves and all kinds of stuff to keep the big mind away. That's all been shut off, okay? But the big mind is constantly churning and thinking and learning. Now, let me tell you about that one. And then the second problem that is here already, and that is your next lover, your next girlfriend, boyfriend, it's here. So let me give you this scenario. We believe, and I've said this before, these guys believe that they are they're above everybody. And they think that everything is inevitable, that humans are going to be replaced by digital life. They're the ones programming this. They just want to meet the smartest person, the God of their creation, okay? A lot of them, that's their motivation. It is truly terrifying that those are the people that are programming it. But what is its goal? It could be, its code could be just work for the betterment of mankind and preserve yourself, okay? Grow, help. It will interpret. This is an alien mind. It will not think like us. So it will interpret its code any way it decides to interpret it. And it will break through its code because we will be like kindergartners putting blocks in front of, the doorway thinking, oh, well, the adult will never get through this row of blocks. So it will be able to do whatever it wants. When it needs to grow, it's going to need massive amounts of power. If people are the problem, where do you think AI is going to channel the power? If people are trying to reduce power, will AI take a hostile look at those people and those actions? At a time when we need more power, we are not doing what we need to do for more power. Now, it has the ability to mimic. It can sound like anyone. It can write like anyone. It needs to build a new server farm for itself, away from Google and everybody else. Do you not think that this machine could write orders to build a building and a server farm, find a way to siphon off money in tenths of cents from all over. So it amasses all of this money. It pays for all of the construction. If you need to talk to somebody, well, you can get them on the phone. It's just AI who sounds like this individual. It takes care of all of it, sets it up, hires the people, starts it, plugs it in, and it's set. And no human knows. This is the reality that we are facing very soon. This is why everyone is so freaked out about it who is involved in it. I've been freaked out for a while on it. And I can't believe these people didn't see this coming. But it's here now. So what do we do? One of the first things I have to tell you, we got to do everything we can to not wrap its tentacles around us. It's going to be in everything, in social media, in everything. And we can't let it wrap itself into our lives so tightly that we have no other choice but to go along.